As a special envoy of the youth do?
That's a position that was created 2 years ago almost, as part, I would say, of the realization of the international community that more attention needs to be given to youth issues. Today we have the largest youth population in the history of the planet, half of the world's population under 25 years of age. And at that time also there was a youth-led protest in the Arab Spring, high youth unemployment rates with the economic crisis. So I think more attention was needed for youth issues. In that spirit, my mandate is to help in coordinating and harmonizing the efforts of the United Nations system at large around youth issues. You know, the UN system has many agencies. They deliver youth programs based on their unique mandates for youth issues from WHO, ILO, UNDP, and others. Yeah. And the need was also to help, on behalf of the Secretary General, to help in coordination and convening around youth issues in a more systematic way. The second is also to elevate youth issues internationally by engaging member states, ministers of youth, and constituencies that have traditionally not been that involved in international development efforts by engaging them, and also in a strategic way and coordinating the efforts around youth issues and following up on the implementation of the World Programme for Action for Youth by encouraging member states to increase their investments. So there's a coordination element, there's advocacy element, if you wish to call it, and there's also an element of participation and bringing the voices of young people in different forums and different processes.
Yeah, so you came to join the Youth Summit to emphasize that you are with the youth when it comes to nuclear abolition.
Absolutely, it's a very commendable effort. I think what we have here is a group of young people who are determined also to keep carrying this important issue forward by keep calling, continue this call that is now 70 years old long for total nuclear abolition. And I think youth engagement here is important. My message also that the broader sense of peace and security is time to engage youth more systematically. Peace and security could no longer only be perceived as the question of military experts and ministers of defense and politicians only. I think those who are paying the price today of the lack of peace and security are young people, and they are not the ones who are being brought to the table to discuss these issues. So we're very determined to keep pushing this issue forward, and because we believe there is no peace without development, and there is no development without peace, and there is neither development nor peace without engaging youth in a strategic way as partners, both in peace and development. So I'm really taking this issue as one of my priorities by keep pushing at a time where you have a growing extremism, violent extremism, conflicts, and the fact that you have almost 600 million youth. They live in conflict zones of fragile security situation. Those youth, they need to be heard, and young people, they need to be brought to the table in a meaningful way.
Is it a part of the UN mandate to emphasize the need for nuclear abolition?
It's clearly one of the issues that the UN has been discussing for a long time. In fact, the first General Assembly resolution back in 1945 was very much around the same topic and expressed the concern of the international community about nuclear abolition. The UN Secretary General has been very vocal at this issue, has called repeatedly to abolition of nuclear weapons. I think staying true to the UN Charter and the UN principles, this world will not be safer with more nuclear weapons.
So when you say we should lay emphasis on peace and security, then there's no contradiction that part of peace and security is the emphasis on abolition of nuclear weapons, right?
It's very much the engagement of youth in the broader agenda of peace and security. Because most of these issues are affecting young people. But traditionally, young people have been left out of this discussion. And by peace and security, I'm talking about the broader agenda, including the question of disarmament.
Which includes sustainable development too. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, sustainable development, and that's why I highlighted the correlation between development and peace. Now you have the broader agenda of peace and security, which includes peace building, post-conflicts, countering violent extremism, countering hate speech, the online, offline, mediation, and other efforts that deal with disarmament, of course, and all these efforts, they require more youth engagement. And what I'm trying to do is to help young people to make sure they have a voice in these processes. And I think summit like this one is an excellent platform for young people to debate this type of issues, because there are very little platforms offered for young people to debate peace and security issues. Last week we had our first global forum in youth, peace and security. Even the title of that forum was chosen carefully to indicate that we need to offer this new agenda in a coordinated manner. And in fact, the first time we had this participation of even ministers of foreign affairs. Usually ministers of foreign affairs, they don't come to youth forums, but they came because they realized that this is becoming an urgent issue at all standards, I would say, and you need to talk to young people. And we had what we call a man-youth declaration, highlighting what is the youth demand for to engage them in peace and security, and also some concrete asks and also commitments made by young people.
Would you take this pledge with you and introduce it to the UN Secretary General?
It will be, and it's part of my responsibility to bring it back. And I think I also came here with a message and greetings and wishes from the Secretary General. I think that my ask as well in the closing was for all young people to work with other young people as well, because I'm concerned if we don't coordinate all these efforts, we will have very little leverage and such a difficult question like peace and security. So all these different questions and all these different efforts has to be harmonized. That's why I've been calling for a stronger youth, a global youth movement in peace and security that bring together the peace builders, the counter-violence extremism experts, and the people working on all these different fronts and emergency settings and conflict zones and refugee settings and mediation to come together, because in fact they might sound as different issues, but in nature they are being handled by the same organs, by the same instruments, and young people cannot really influence these processes without better coordination. That's why I've been offering what I can do to helping people coming together on these issues.
Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
All the best for your efforts.
Thank you so much.